Profitable practices. Farm solutions for people, profit, and the planet on Real Agriculture is brought to you by Farm Credit Canada and RBC Royal Bank.
Hi, I'm Bernard Tobin. Welcome to Profitable Practices. Today I'm having breakfast on the farm at Hoenhorst Farms near Innerkip, Ontario. For this event, Farm and Food Care Ontario has teamed up with Hoenhorst Farms to give an estimated 2,000 people an inside look at this modern dairy operation, the cows, the technologies, and how their milk is produced. It's been a busy day for farm owner and manager Cox Wensink, but she was able to make a few minutes to talk to me. She tells us why it's important for her family to open their doors to the public and how an event like this can support the long-term sustainability and profitability of this farm and all of agriculture. Cox, tell me, what's it like to have thousands of people wandering around your farm?
It's really fun. It's unusual, but it's amazing to see all the smiles on people's faces, people just wandering around. I think our cows surprisingly seem to be completely at ease with it. So with all of that going well, I'm really excited. It's really nice to see the local enthusiasm.
Tell us about the farm. Give us a snapshot of what people are seeing and experiencing today.
So today they get to see all aspects of our dairy farm. We are a fourth generation dairy farm. We've been in Canada now for 30 years. So over time, our farm has grown, and people will see just an operational dairy farm. They'll see how we have our cows calving out. There's actually one calving out right now as we speak. They see how we raise our heifers. They're seeing right here how we milk our cows. They get to see all the machinery, a lot of machinery that our custom workers use. It's really impressive. I think people are getting a complete picture of dairy farming, but also I believe the chicken farmers are here, the pork farmers, the beef farmers. They're getting a really good general picture. It is
a big crowd,
yeah.
Probably a couple of thousand people here. Cox, hosting breakfast on the farm is a big commitment for a working dairy farm. You're busy. Why is it important for you and farmers like you to host an event like this?
For us, we had always wanted to do this. We get a lot of people coming to the farm with a general, honest curiosity. And because we're an operational dairy farm, it's really hard to just accommodate them on the fly and do tours as we're working. So we were thinking for a while, let's have these people over, but we are not set up to do it. But when Farm and Food Care came along and offered us this opportunity, we jumped on board, because what better way to show the city close by and our village close by exactly what it is that we do. And I think it's important as farmers, because I've come to realize too that we are privileged that we grew up on a farm. We know what it's like. We kind of take it for granted that this is common knowledge for us. But there's a lot of people that didn't grow up on a farm and don't know people who grew up on a farm. So there's a lot of information that they just don't have. And if they are curious, this is the way for them to learn it. So I think we should do these things a lot to help answer those questions and help clear any misconceptions they may have.
Now, you have some incredible technology here that really contributes to herd health and cow comfort. And I know there's a tremendous commitment to milk quality. What are the things you like to point out and share with visitors?
We hope that people will see, just walking through our farm, how our focus is happy, healthy, relaxed cows. And that is really what we use as our basis for everything that we do on the farm. And they'll see it in the way our cows are milked. They'll see our cows just kind of gently approaching the machines themselves. Nobody's pushing them. They're just going in there themselves. They're getting milked and they're moving on. They'll see that our calves are just enjoying. They're jumping around. They're playing. They're eating. They'll see that our maternity pen is pretty relaxed. I hope they get a general sense of how much we care for our animals.
Hey, tell me about your background. Engineering, management, consulting, you're a big believer in best practices, protocols, and benchmarks.
Yeah.
How does that all help you manage the farm?
Well, ultimately, running a farm is like running a business. And I'm a numbers person, so I take comfort in translating things back to numbers. And for me, it helps keep things on track. So the nice thing is when you use the amount of technology that we have on the farm, there's so much data. You kind of have to figure out which data is good for you, though. But it helps monitor where you are. You know where you want to go. You can see when things are not aligning right, and you can fix them preventatively. And on our farm, we try to do a lot of stuff preventative. We try not to chase problems. We try to be ahead of them. And having that background helps me put us in a position where we can do that.
A couple more questions before I get you back to the crowds here. You know, how important are events like this to the future of farming, you know, and the sustainability of dairy farming? You know, what does it do for the industry?
I think it's really important. As people are more disconnected from farming, we need to keep telling them our story, letting them know how much care goes into it, how much technology, how much science, but also how many people are involved. It's no longer just a farmer. It's not just me. I've got a team of advisors around me. I rely on a lot of people like nutritionists and vets and breeders and our custom workers and a lot of other service providers to do this well. And I hope that people here will see too how much is involved, and that's also potentially a really good future career. So I think it's really good to keep sharing our story so that people understand that we don't take this lightly.
Final point, Cox, any takeaways from today? You know, when you talk to farmers, you know, what would you tell them about this experience?
Well, I know before we jumped on board of this, when I heard you're going to have about 2,500 people on the farm, my first reaction was, oh no, how are we going to manage that? This is not for us. But then I talked to other farms that had done the same thing. And the funny thing was they gave me exactly, almost individually, the same feedback. They say, the team is amazing that organizes it. You're going to love this day. The crowds are just genuinely interested, very curious. They got really positive feedback. They felt it put a really positive message into the local community, and that spread further when people tell other people. And so I would say to other farmers, when you're hesitating about doing an event like this, because I think you look at your farm different than the general public would. You are maybe concerned about how the state of your farm is, but we take such good care, and I think that people, and a lot of farmers do, will see that care you put in. They won't see the dirt in a little corner that you may see, or like something out of place. They don't care about that. They care about how well you care for your animals. And I'd say just do it. We're not even done today's event yet, so I'm not sure how the rest of the morning will go. But so far, I am just overwhelmed with the positive contributions of the farm and food care team. The volunteers are absolutely amazing. Our service provider is so excited, and you can see that kind of carrying through in our public. So I'd say do it. We have to do these things more often. I will be trying to do more often, more events like this.
Great stuff, Cox. We appreciate you for the invite and for spending some time on a busy day with Real Agriculture.
Thanks for being here.